Okay, it's part two. That's what we did last time. We've just cut that off. It still needs a bit more shaping. The shape's not perfect. There's a few lumps and bumps. So, what I've installed on the machine now, on the lathe, is this other chuck. This is a bit different. We've only got one of these chucks, but it's got a 3-jaw chuck, and I've got this rod attached in there, and this threaded rod. And what you are to do is twist your what you've turned onto the threaded rod, and go all the way until it gets tight. Be careful to hold it centered as you twist that on. If you are holding your project crooked, you'll cross thread, and you'll notice the difference once you start turning. What it will do. We're getting pretty tight there. There we go. So we're going to get our tool rest in close again. Right up next to it, slightly below the halfway point. Spin it by hand. Make sure you're not going to hit the chuck or anywhere on your project. Make sure things are locked off. Same thing as before. We're going to shape. As you shape on this side, you do need to be very careful and aware of where the edge of the chuck is. You don't want your fingers to hit that, you don't want the tool to hit that. Looks pretty good. This next step is optional. You don't the heel and the toe of this tool. So with the toe pointing out and its edge on the tool rest, what we do, we can just push that in. We don't have to push hard and put the next. Just a couple of millimeters apart, and we just add a bit of a pattern to our project. Little pattern there. All right, sand, making it look pretty. So we've got our sandpaper. We can work from coarse down to fine. If it helps, fold the sandpaper over, and the tool rest must be moved away, and we can sand this with the lathe running. Be careful where your fingers are. It shouldn't take too long. Once you've sanded down to the 400, it starts to look pretty nice. And to get that looking even better, if you find some sawdust, get a handful of sawdust. Doesn't really matter what colour you get. Make sure it's not full of anything sharp. And I'm going to hold that kind of tight in my hand and hold that against here. And that will actually add a bit of a polish. And I'm not sure whether you'll see the difference in the video. Yeah, it's starting to shine a little bit there. You kind of need to hold it pretty tight, or else it's all just going to fall out of your hands. There we go. That looks pretty special. We're done now. So, well, actually, no, we can put some wax on. So I'm not going to show that in this video, but in class I'll show you how to wax it and make it look even better.